G'day everybody, it's Neil here and welcome back to Mordheim, City of the Damned. Early access, very early access, down the corner as you can see. Last time we covered combat tactics, well, interesting features from the tabletop game that have been moved over to the regular game. And also we've covered basic combat. Now we're covering the advanced combat tactics. We'll see what this is. Mordheim's a very dangerous place. So you've got to have the edge over your opponent. So we've got spells here. Of course there's wizards. It wouldn't be Mordheim without magic. Different parts of the UI that we can explore here. Points of interest in the map for take and hold, for example. In the tabletop game, it was very important to hold objectives to have a better chance of scoring Weirdstone for your Warband, and obviously hitting it big. So you can buy all of the wood that you needed to make the wooden legs for all of your toons that ended up out of action. And obviously sharp pointy things to kill people for more Weirdstone. We appear to be here in a church, or a church-shaped object in surprisingly good condition for Mordheim. Perception of danger. Warriors can perform a perception action at the cost of 1 strategy points to highlight threats in their alertness zone. Right. So, where is it here? Switch weapons perception. So this will give us a chance to, I guess, detect what's going on. Maybe if there's a rat ogre hiding in the building next door. What do we see? Okay, so what are we looking at here? A couple of bits of wood. Not quite sure what that is. Possibly they're traps. They're marked with Skaven symbols, so I can only assume they're traps for the moment. Let's say hello to our friend here. Or at least try. So we're obviously playing as the Sisters of Sigmar this time. Wow. So he's on a dodge stance now, so we might be in a little bit of trouble. So we've had a spell cast on us from somebody we can't see. So switching weapons. Every warrior can carry 2 sets of weapons. Normally in the Mordheim board game, everybody had a set of weapons plus a dagger. Not quite sure how they've translated it here. Hopefully it's better than just a dagger. So, obviously buffs and debuffs, pretty standard fare for games, but especially important in Mordheim, as it was almost realistic. There was just hundreds of things that could happen. So, and this is a whole series of buffs and debuffs, as can be expected. So left shift will give you quick stats here. Their resistances, our Great Hammer. And we've been debuffed with Wither, so -2 to strength, agility, and toughness. So that's also been cast on us by some Skaven Warlock outside. But that's alright. I'm sure we can handle it. We'll stand alright, so we'll just throw ourselves in a parry mode to keep ourselves safe until the Wither wears off. So, it wouldn't be Mordheim, like I said, without leveling up. Now this was one of the best parts, assuming people survived between fights. They used to level up in some pretty cool ways. And looking forward to these. There's obviously passive and active. So passive, I suppose, would be -1 to strength. Active would be toggleable, selectable skills per turn. So you can see here we've got Righteous Fury and Perfect Strike. At 70% for 14 and 26, I think we'll go for Perfect Strike at the moment. So possibly she's our leader, or she's a hitman, hitwoman of our Sisters of Sigmar Warband. And we'll throw her in a dodge as well. Make sure this bloke here doesn't hurt us. Right, there we go. So automatic effects. That appears to be a rat ogre. So I assume there's stupidity. There we go. So stupidity has made its way into this game as well. Absolutely amazing. Devs have got everything here. It's a very faithful recreation of the board game. I'm very happy with it. Even though it's early access. Each warband has eventual access to an impressive warrior. These champions are extremely powerful, but they have some restrictions. So they can't search, they can't disengage, and they're not really maneuverable. And Action information pane. Actions your active warrior can perform will often be affected by a wide range of skills, buffs, debuffs affecting your target. Right, so left control here. We'll bring up apparently nothing. Okay, so obviously the Rat Ogre is their impressive warrior. He's also a bit stupid, so what do we have here? Strong blow. So we'll throw a strong blow into the Rat Ogre. That is actually a pretty hefty blow. So we actually get another attack here because we have enough points. So we'll go for another strong blow at 78%. We've done a lot of damage. We're going to throw ourselves in dodge. Hopefully take out the impressive warrior on the Rat Ogre side. So, like I said, these creatures are too dumb to actually help the Warband search. They're pretty only good for hired muscle. So taking them out isn't necessarily useful if you're trying to stop the Warband from getting rich. But obviously, if you don't take them out, you're going to get your ass kicked. So you need to balance out where you're putting your firepower. Obviously, taking out the captain is more important than taking out the Rat Ogre, because knocking out the captain has a chance to rout the rest of the Warband. So, finally get to play with some magic here. So we've got a friend over here. Okay, I don't really know if I want to... Let's just move away from this game. So, Comet of Sigmar. I have no idea. We're about to find out what the Comet of Sigmar is. 100% chance, potential divine wrath. So I guess if we pray, that seemed to have gone alright. Pretty piss weak, but at least we didn't die. So up in the corners you saw it said potential divine wrath. Now, the Sisters of Sigmar are using, I guess, Sigmarite magic. They're using prayers of Sigmar. So they pray to the gods for assistance, and I guess if it backfires, Sigmar is not going to be happy with you. So let's just go and put ourselves into a dodge stance here. Although, if we do get jumped by this assassin, it's going to be a bad time. It's going to be a bad time for us. So it seems to have worked out, and she's sort of warped through the fence there. Points of interest. Multiple points of interest can be found in the ruins of Mordheim, represented by a pale swirl. Warriors can spend one strategy point to interact with them and loot the items they hold. Enemy's action card can also be looted. So is your card. Okay, well, so the text is a bit weird, but basically it's telling us that there are lootable points in the map that can help us out. And hopefully these are permanent items. Although now we're just stuck with this guy's been very aggressive. You can open the action wheel by pushing left trigger or spacebar. This is obviously a simultaneous console, or maybe it's just a controller game, but it seems like it's a console port straight out of the box. Okay, so this gives us I guess a pretty quick overview. I can't actually use the mouse here, so I'm not quite sure how useful this is. So we pretty much want to... We can only attack at this point. So after we say hello, we'll go into parry mode. That's it. That's all the extra stuff. So you get to learn about interactable items, which we haven't actually found because we got jumped as soon as we were introduced to it. Magic, which seems pretty straightforward, just like shooting. You just pick a skill and you go with it. You get to learn about the impressive monsters and how useless they are in terms of helping out the Warband get rich. And let's just keep playing here, see what we can't do. And perception, which has actually been only a little bit useful. And how she was perceptive, I'll never know. She seems to be a zealot. She's having a real bad time there. So not too much more in the way of tactics, more that there are more ways to interact with the UI. There are more things to get. They've given us a couple of abilities, this one, so we'll switch weapons here. And we'll see what we actually have. There we go, switch to it. That's nice. That's nice. Double-handed. Double-handed hammer there. Much more effective. Now, friend with a perfect strike at 70%. We'll try Righteous Fury because we didn't use that last time. And hopefully it doesn't fail. Well, succeeded, but we can't hit the broadside of a bomb. And you get the twin moons there at Mordheim. Yeah, that Rat Ogre is pretty mad. So, strong blow at 78%. This should be enough. Sure is. Beautiful. Let's see if we can't find an interactable item here. A point of interest, I should say. Well, the toad appear to be common around here. Well, look. Hopefully we'll find one some other time. Oh, there we are. That seems to be a point of interest. They're engaged. We're a little bit engaged there, so... There's also one inside the church, so we'll make our way inside the church. And hopefully we can find this point of interest. And see what it holds for us. I'm quite curious. Yes, it should be just here. Can we... No? We don't have any strategy points to loot it. Okay, so we'll have to wait till next turn till we find out what we get. What's the assassin doing? We don't know. So probably dodge stance. Unfortunately, our magic user is stuck in close combat, so we're probably gonna have a bad time. We're gonna parry at 79%, only marginally better than dodge. Every percent chance in Mordheim. It just didn't help us at all. Wow, okay, we really need to get this done. Yeah, so just throw in a parry. Really looking forward to this point of interest. I really want to see what we get here. Oh, we had to win terribly here. We have literally missed every time with this warrior. It's a little bit of weirdness with the architecture, but that's alright. Like I said, this is a gameplay release. This is a figure out the bugs release. Early access Mordheim, and even though it's pretty rough around the edges in a lot of places, it's surprisingly complete. A lot of the core things seem surprisingly complete, and I think I've gone completely the wrong way. All our friends... No, the assassin is over here. Oh, I can't see him. There he is. We want to help out our friend up here. Although now we're boned, so we'll come back. That's not quite perfect. Not as perfect as I hoped it would be. Alright, so let's... They're gonna allow us to loot. Okay, we can't loot here, okay, so this was the super advanced tactics. Wouldn't really call them tactics, I'd call it more of an introduction to the finer points, probably the less used, or maybe general features of the game. Anyway, so we've already covered a couple of combat tactics. The next episode is going to be the tutorial for the scenario tactics. I'm not quite sure what to expect, but it's probably a combination of all of this, plus helping your warband improve over time. So thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.